Welcome everyone to tonight's broadcast, to tonight's live coaching session. And it would shock you to learn tonight as I tell my story that I couldn't pay myself as a business owner for 12 years. And this is not isolated. I have found working with hundreds of business owners that most business owners indeed are struggling financially. Very, very seriously. Everything looks okay. They're running business. They run up and down, meeting suppliers, talking to customers, developing products. They start work at 5 a.m. and go to bed at midnight, but they are not paying themselves. We are going to correct this tonight. So as you introduce yourself in the comment section, please tell us what you do and tell us where you are watching from. And then I want you to type in the chat, we will change this tonight. Every one of you, type in the comment section, we will change this tonight. It's very likely that you came here because you also have the same struggle. You have been working on your business 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, and you can't pay yourself. You can pay others, but at the end of the month, you are left high and dry. So type in the chat, we will change this tonight. And if you have a business owner, someone you know that is in this situation, tell the person to join right now, because we are really going to disclose some very, very unique information. Very, very unique information that is not out there, that will change everything. So hit that share button right now, and then please touch the love button as we go on. Okay, so I did a poll and I asked a group of business owners, what is the biggest obstacle you face in compensating yourself? Why are you not able to compensate yourself? So we had 5 options there. And the answer to this poll, the voting is so revealing, 59% of the people said it is cash flow issues, not having enough money to pay themselves. 23% of the people said they do not know how much to pay themselves. They do not know what is fair to pay themselves. And 18% of the people say, well, we are worried about spending too much money on ourselves. And interestingly, nobody said that they had issues with the tax implications of paying themselves. And again, nobody said anything about guilt, about taking money from their businesses. So nobody felt like they are stealing from their companies. Okay, so why am I doing this tonight? And why did I give myself this 1,000 days challenge? So my name is Ogbo, Awoke Ogbo, and I have been incredibly blessed to have a fantastic career working with 2 multinationals. And in fact, more than 2 multinationals, because Stanford University is also a multinational of sorts. And I have been privileged to work with the Stanford Graduate School of Business as business advisor in the Stanford Seed program. I have had the privilege of working with business owners across close to 15 countries physically. Not those who join my online program, because if we actually do that, it's much more than 15 countries across 50 different industries. So I asked myself, am I going to carry all these things to the grave? Assuming I have 1,000 days to live and I have to encapsulate my wisdom and share with the world. What was I going to share with the world? So I came up with these 3 specific things, 3 specific results, outcomes I want to happen to you, to everyone who becomes part of this, listening to me for the next 1,000 days. Number 1, I want to teach you the skills and strategies to attain financial independence. Financial independence is not all the flex culture that we see on social media, where people show us fake life. I believe that people who are actually financially free in different parts of the world, sometimes when they walk past you in the street, you won't even know. Because financial freedom doesn't always shout. Financial freedom is much more about wisdom in making money, in managing it, and then in multiplying it. And often it's very quiet. The financially free people most times are not the ones making noise on social media. So I want to help you develop the skills to become truly financially successful. Because we live in a financial universe, and if you are not successful financially, you are going to suffer in many respects. You're going to be denied. The second thing I want to focus on in the next 1,000 days is scaling your business. Your business doesn't have to be small, and type that in the chat. My business mustn't be small. My business mustn't be small. Type that in the comment section. I want you to affirm these things, to own it. And I want your body, your nervous system, your brain to reverberate with that declaration. My business will not be small. And the third thing that I want to see happen in the next 1,000 days is for all of you to develop very healthy family relationships. For those of you who are unmarried, who are here, and who are interested in getting married, I would want to be excited that in the next 1,000 days, that there will be a couple of marriages, and there will be a couple of happy homes, and that you would even invite me to your wedding, invite me to your wedding anniversary, invite me to a new baby born, because family is everything. So we are also going to be emphasizing family, especially every weekend. On Sunday, we will take an issue around family, around relationship, around parenting, around children, everything around love and romance. So this is what this 1,000 days will do for you. Currently, we have a couple of countries, represented in the live sessions who have been coming regularly. And if yours is not here, kindly put it in the comment section so we could update your country flag. Okay. Now, tonight we are focusing on how to pay yourself as a business owner, because many business owners are suffering silently. Many business owners are suffering silently. They are working so hard. They are working their butts off, but they can't pay themselves, and they are miserable. And then often the business owner will pay employee salary but not be able to pay his own. And often the business owner will be at every end of the month. I remember one woman, a business owner, telling me that Ogbo, that toward the end of the month she has hypertension, that the only thing in her mind is how will she pay her employees. She doesn't want to owe them. And so she pays everything, pays everyone but herself. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 3 years, but it has become a pattern for 10 years, 15 years. If this is happening to you or has happened to you, type in the chat, happened to me. Everyone, if what I just described right now is happening to you or it has happened to you, type in the comment section, happened to me or happens to me. And then remember, we said we're going to change that tonight. Enough of business owners working their butts off, providing value for the society, working on their passion, and yet they are poor. They struggle financially. So let me tell you my own story and why I'm able to do this tonight. It came from personal experience. When I left Shell, when I quit my job in Shell to start my business, it was a rude awakening for me. Because all those years working in Shell, working in Chevron, I took it for granted because every end of the month, the salary was sure to come. It came without delay. And in fact, to the credit of those two companies, Chevron and Shell, to their credit, never was there one day that salary was delayed. I think if I remember correctly, in Chevron, it used to drop every 24th of the month. Not one day did they fail in crediting my salary. So I think I should actually say thumbs up to all the employers who always meet their payroll obligation to the employees. So somebody should please put thumbs up in the comment section for Chevron and thumbs up for Shell. Please just go ahead and honor these two companies. They did very well. I don't know what they are like today, but when I worked there, they were very, very reliable. They paid on time. So please just help me do something for Shell. Do thumbs up Shell, thumbs up Chevron over there. Okay, in the comment section. So now, what happened was, when I now started my business, I discovered that, there's an African proverb, an Igbo proverb that says that the baby that is being tied on the back, that's being carried, does not know that the journey is far. So while Chevron and Shell were paying me, taking care of my medicals, taking care of my insurance, taking care of everything, I took it for granted until I now started my own company and saw, boy, how hard it was to pay myself. And for 12 years, it was a struggle. And I'm going to show you and tell you from my personal experience why that struggle was there. But I want to see in the comment section, oh yes, Ibrahim, thank you for putting that. We will change this tonight. We will change this tonight. Janet Wanyama, thank you for joining. Tell us, Janet, where you are joining us from. Is that Kenya or Uganda? Yeah. Nenrit Peters, thank you. Thank you. Bev Taylor, thank you. Abbas Sidibe, thank you for being here. Dalan Ahmad, you are my person. Candy Robinson, thank you. Amando Boligo, thank you. Thank you for being here. Lawson, yes, thank you for being a regular. Okay, so we are talking about how to pay yourself as a business owner. And we said that this must change tonight. So the insights I'm going to provide you tonight will help you to change that. You don't have to suffer as a business owner. So I am for you. I am for business owners today. Enough of the suffering. That suffering I had for 12 years to pay myself. The guilt I felt paying myself. No more. Dr. Lanre Akinremi, thank you for being here. And I'm glad that you are here. So you will not make the mistakes that I made when you start your business. All right. Every one of you, please take a moment right now and share the event. Just take one moment, share this event right now, okay? See, this is the list that you can do. What I'm giving you is what corporations pay me thousands of dollars to come spend the weekend and teach them. But like I said, I don't want to go to my grave with this information, with this knowledge, with this insight. I want to capture it, I want to document it and make it available for you free of charge. And I would like you to share it with other people. So hit that share button right now. Just take a moment, do it right now. Everyone, hit that share button and share it to your network. I want all of them to be here. Samuel Gwimbe, thank you. Lauren Emema, Yolanda Adams, thank you. Mefuz, thank you. Thank you for being here. Emeka Bartholomew, Chinanso, thank you. Right, please hit that share button. It's really very important. Okay. Now, why couldn't I pay myself as a business owner? And then what can you learn from it so that you can avoid doing the same thing? So you can see from the picture, my picture that you see there, you can see how miserable. So number one, I couldn't pay myself because the cash flow was not consistent. So I had inconsistent cash flow. Okay. And if that is what's going on with you right now, if that is your own experience, please type inconsistent cash flow. When I mentioned the reason you are not able to pay yourself, please type it in the comment section. So type inconsistent cash flow if you understand what I'm talking about. So my cash flow was inconsistent, so I was involved in coaching and consulting for businesses. And what used to happen was the clients were not coming predictably. So sometimes I could do work for a client in February and I'll be paid so well. And believe it or not, for 9 months, for the next 9 months, I had no client. So it was a very difficult thing to be able to pay myself, because as you will find out, in fact, it's actually there, the third bullet there. The other reason was that because of that inconsistent cash flow situation, my personal income and business income got jumbled together. They were not separated. And in fact, let me give you a very big insight, very deep insight. If you want your business to grow, separate your personal income from your business income. Please, everybody type this in the comment section. Remember, like I told you, for those of you who have been attending, this is day 20 of the 1000 days that we're going to spend together. Remember, I've told you that anytime you hear an insight, you hear something that touches deeply, something that you don't typically learn from textbooks, something that comes from the depth of my heart, from intuition, capture it, put it in the comment section, write it down so that your nervous system will own it. Secondly, remember that question I said you should ask yourself. Anytime you hear this kind of incredible insight from me, ask yourself, how can I make this actionable? So you see, your business cannot grow until you separate your personal income from your business income. So I want to repeat it. Please type it, everybody, in the comment section. Your business will not grow to its potential until you separate your personal income from the business income. So I was immersed in that for a long time. And then, of course, that gave rise to my fear of taxation. I was worried about because I wasn't meeting my tax obligations for many years. In fact, for all those 12 years I wasn't paying myself, I could not meet tax obligations. And I was really, really scared. Part of it was my ignorance. And then I ran into a tax consultant who wasn't very helpful. He wasn't very honest. And it cost me a lot of anxiety, because I said, okay, all these years I started running this business, I had not paid taxes. And I said, will the government imprison me? Because you know how the governments of the world, they don't play with their taxes. They are crazy when it comes to taxes. And then some of you from United States who are on the call, you can also bear me witness that the fear of the IRS is the beginning of wisdom in America. In Europe is the same thing. But I think here in most countries in Africa, because we don't have data, we don't have good systems of governance, we don't have institutions, it's still very, very difficult. We can still get away with these things. But in the United States, there's no way you are going to get away with not paying your taxes. So I was afraid, so you see how the problems were connected. First, my cash flow issues. I had inconsistent income, so I could not pay myself regularly. Number two, because I had inconsistent cash flow, it messed up my business income and my personal income. Because I was under pressure. I had to pay the bills, I had to pay school fees, I had to pay rent, and I had to put food on the table. And there was no other, I had left Shell, so there was no salary coming from anywhere. So it was from the business that, I had to survive. So because of it, when income came in the business and then there was a problem to solve, I just dipped my hand in it and solved it. Yeah, because I couldn't die. And then because I was doing that, number 3, I was afraid of taxation, that if it came time to pay taxation, I was going to be unable to pay my taxes. And then if I couldn't pay my taxes to meet that obligation, I was going to get in trouble with the government. And then the other reason, the other problem, see, all these 4 bullets I gave you are very, very interconnected. Because I also didn't have corporate governance. I didn't have accountability. So I found myself in that situation. I think I should add a 5th bullet there. I did not consult a credible accountant and tax person. All right. So are you getting value? Is this connecting? Is anybody in the session connecting with what I'm talking about? Type yes. Type that's me. Type that's me in the comment section. Are you connecting with what? Do you relate to the story I just shared right now in your business? Type yes. Type yes. Type yes in the chat. Type yes in the comment section. Okay. You know, one of the things I kept telling myself was, okay, when the business improves, I'll start paying myself. And I said that for 12 years and the business never improved. And then I found out that that's another bomb coming. That's another bomb. The one I would like you to type and write down. I found out strangely that if I don't pay myself, if I wasn't paying myself, the business will not improve. My goodness. So I found out that paying myself was a necessary strategy to improving the business. Type that in the comment section. That is, you see, these things are very counterintuitive, because usually what the business owner will say is, oh, if I pay myself, I'm going to dip my hands and kill the business. The business will not thrive. But on the other hand, what I learned from my own experience is that if you don't actually pay yourself, your business suffers. And then when your business suffers, you suffer. Okay? So type in the comment section, if I don't pay myself, my business suffers. Everyone, type that in the comment section. If I do not pay myself, my business suffers. Yeah, and I can see Yemi Akiola, thank you for joining us. Stephen Ikemweazo, thank you for joining us. And yes, Stephen says, yeah, that he also relates to that. Malik says, that's me. Ike Chukwuona says, yeah, he relates to that. Chibuike Oreji says, that's me. So all of us here, literally all of us here, relate to this. Alexander Kodimalu says, yes, that's me. Abubakar Ahmed, thank you for joining us. Tell us where you are joining from. Dubisi Sunday says, yes, that's me. Okay, so everyone type in the comment section, if I don't pay myself, my business suffers. So I'm beginning to break that mindset, like I promised you, that things are going to change. This is going to change for business owners tonight. So sometimes the reason that you are not even making money, you're not making the sales, is because you're not paying yourself. And it's counterintuitive. But if you come to think about it, if you are not paying yourself, you are not going to push yourself to get the business, to make the money so that you can pay yourself. Is that what people call, is that what they call oxymoron or something? You know, I don't know, I don't remember the English expression for that. But do you get what I'm saying? Type makes sense in the comment section if you get it. If you start paying yourself, that also pushes you to make sure that the business grows so that you can continue to pay yourself. Meaning, therefore, if you don't pay yourself, your business is not improving. This is incredible. This is incredible, but very, very powerful. Okay? Now, so let me put this up front. Most of what I'm going to tell you tonight, that deliverance, if I call it, because it was really deliverance for me. It came because I got a tax advisor who also happens to be my auditor, who is an incredible, incredible person. I would like to recommend him. If you are going through these things I'm talking about, I would like to recommend this man. pay him. And you see, he solved this problem for me. And I'm going to tell you, so many of the things I'm going to be sharing with you are the things that, because it is important to work with experts, the accountants, the tax experts, especially credible ones. Because I told you I had several people, who could have helped me, guide me. So this gentleman is not only good at it, he's been doing it for decades. He's not only good at it, but he's also a good man. He teaches you, he educates you. As he's auditing, he educated me. My goodness. There was a time he saved me taxes of 2.8 million. I didn't know. As a layperson, he saved me. He said, look, if you don't do this, you are going to pay 2.8 million. But do you know, by the time I understood that, and then he told me what to do, guess how much my taxes came to? A fraction of that, about 10% of that. That is incredible. So use professionals, use tested professionals. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm telling you, use tested professionals. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a tax person. I'm just a business owner. But I'm telling you, my business owner friends, if you do not have a credible accountant, a credible auditor, a credible tax expert or lawyer to advise you, you are going to lose money. And your business will not make as much money as it is. So your business, only 2% of businesses worldwide make up to $1 million in revenue, sometimes even for the rest of their lives. And part of the reason I discovered is these things we are discussing tonight. And I need you to see the connection between you're not paying yourself as a business owner and the reason your business is not growing. My business started growing in quantum when I started paying myself. When I did two things. Number one, I separated my personal account from my business account. And then number two, I started paying myself. Well, a third thing I did was to hire this tax advisor who also doubles as my auditor, who is very, very knowledgeable. And through his education, I can comfortably and confidently share this thing I'm sharing with you tonight. So by the end of this session, you are going to know how to separate your income streams to avoid financial confusion. Somebody type financial confusion in the comment section, because that's actually what is creating all this problem. Financial confusion. That's what's creating all these problems for business owners. Okay, yes, Hope you are correct. Hope says, if I don't pay myself, my business will suffer. I want all of us to internalize that. If you don't pay yourself, your business will suffer. Okay, very good. Number two, you're going to have a clear self-compensation plan tailored to how your business makes money and then your financial objectives. Okay, and I'm also going to share with you practical strategies to manage inconsistent revenue. That is, I suffered it seriously. And then many people in service businesses suffer that. Okay, so ensuring that you pay yourself during the lean months. And then fourthly, I'm going to share with you actionable steps for your long-term financial growth. Long-term growth, both for you as a person, as a business owner, and also for your business. Okay, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 short agenda to be able to accomplish this. Okay, so the first thing is that we are going to understand the relationship between your business structure and then how you get paid as a business owner. So it is important to understand that your business, your organization is an entity of its own. It has a life of its own. And so by the time you separate yourself from your business can breathe and then you can breathe. Because as it is right now, when you don't separate those two things, both of you are strangulating yourselves. So for the purposes of simplicity, I just took 4 simple business structures that we understand. The first one is the sole proprietorship, where you are everything. You are the almighty, you are the boss, your word is everything and final. And then the second is partnership. When you go into a partnership with two or more people, one or more people, then there is a limited liability company, which is the one I'm going to be focusing on because that's where I fall into. And then I'm going to tell you why the limited liability company is very, very ideal for this conversation. Then also there's a non-profit organizations that I have worked with. But before I come here, let me share with you the two ways that a business owner gets paid. And then I will go back to comparing those ones. So you either pay yourself a salary, which is a fixed regular payment taken from the revenue of your business. So that is salary. In most parts of the world, like in many countries in Africa that I have worked with, salary is paid every month, once in a month. But in the United States and some other Western countries, they pay every 15 days or 14 days. Somebody from America can actually confirm that in the chat. It's like they pay twice a month. I've also worked with a business owner here in Nigeria who pays twice a month. And he gave me a very powerful reason for doing that. And I think it makes sense. It's because if people have to wait till the end of the month to get it, like every 14 days, you create joy for the employee. It's got something, it's about increasing and boosting morale. So you can choose to do that. I don't think there's any law that says you cannot pay your employees every 2 weeks in Africa like they do in the United States. The second way you pay yourself is what we call the owner's draw. That's when you take money from profits anytime it's needed, no fixed amount. So you may have do some work for someone and then 50,000 cedis, they pay you 50,000 cedis, and then you can draw 10,000 cedis from that to do something. Now, the way you choose to be paid as a business owner affects three things: your taxes, it affects your cash flow, and it also affects your financial security. And then I will explain that as we go on. So now let's go back to the different business structures and their implications. So what I want you to do is actually take a screenshot of this slide, because I think it's probably maybe the most important slide tonight. And of course, you can always go back to the replay and pause this point and then study this, because there are implications for the way you choose to pay yourself as a business owner, depending on your business structure. Okay, so if you are a sole proprietorship, your compensation method is mostly through the owner's draw, all right, because all your profits are considered as your income. The implications is particularly is that you are going to be taxed as if you're self-employed. Okay, and there are implications in that, as I'm going to show you using the Nigerian example, the tax implications. But if I want to zoom in on the limited liability, which is where my business structure falls under, I can compensate myself with a salary or with owner's draw. All right. And then why this is important to me, let me just talk off script, is that a couple of months ago, Nigeria has been experiencing a lot of challenges with energy. So what happened was the Energy Commission, whatever they call them, in Nigeria, raised their tariff. And that tariff was insane. I mean, in different orders of magnitude. To give you an example, here we would normally spend about 60,000 naira a month on energy. And then after they raised it, if we have to continue using the ACs and everything the way we do, it went up to like 200,000. I mean, if we have to use ACs every day and all that, it will go to 200,000 naira energy alone. Meanwhile, we are told that most people in Lagos earn 100,000 naira and below. So the business owners were horrified because they started paying even much more for energy. And then I remember a business owner who was billed, typically he used to pay 500,000 or thereabout. He has a small, I think it's water production factory, not very far from here. And then they slam him with this 7.5 million all of a sudden, to pay. That was horrible. So many business owners started crying out at the time. And then one woman was particularly bitter on social media. So I made a comment. And I don't remember the exact conversation, but she was bitter about that she has to pay all that for energy, and it was bleeding her profit and things like that. And I just said, you don't have any business. I said, what's my business paying for energy? Diesel, I use a diesel generator. The diesel went from 330 naira at some point to 1,005. I think it has settled around 1,213, depending on where you buy it. And so my cost of diesel went up. But I have no business with diesel. I have no business with energy. Do you know why? Because my business takes care of it. But if I'm drawing like a sole proprietorship, I have to pay it, from pocket. So my business takes care of energy. My business takes care of my transportation, of everything. So you might be there crying like Uber and Bolt costs, where you used to pay 5,000 naira for Uber or Bolt. Now you probably pay like 20-something thousand, and people are screaming. But I'm not. I don't join them, because if I have to move by Uber or Bolt, my business pays that. The same thing with airfare. I'm not crying. My business pays that. That is the beauty of limited liability company, because you are different from the company. You are different, from the company. And the other, why it's also very important having an auditor and tax advisor like Mesh, who advises me, who is the auditor of my company, is that they open your eyes to a lot of things, clauses and things that you don't even know about. Okay? So this is very, very important. You have to think, first of all, about the structure of your business to determine the way you get paid. And then when you determine that, come back to this table so that you can understand the implications, the tax implications. And then I have a recommendation I gave you at the one of the columns, something that you can implement with your team. So now type in the comment section, what is your own business structure? Are you a sole proprietorship? Are you in partnership? Are you a limited liability company? Are you non-profit? And then, of course, if you are watching from the US, you have your C corporation and then your S corporation. Type your own business structure in the comment section. So let me get some idea about the different businesses that are here. Okay, so type in the comment section your business structure. Okay, now as you do that, we go to the second point of our agenda, the obstacles that small business owners face in paying themselves. Okay, so Lawson is a limited liability. Stephen is sole proprietorship and partner. Ozioma is sole proprietorship, so quite a number of sole proprietorship. So I would like you to go back to the replay, capture that table, and then have conversations. And of course, you can also ask questions in the comment section. Shewa is sole proprietorship. Alexander is LLC. Okay, very, very good. Very good. So I'd like all of you to go back to that table and then study the implications for your own countries, different countries. So let's look at the obstacles small business owners face in paying themselves. So we already saw that most people said that their biggest obstacle is cash flow, not having enough money to pay themselves. And then the second was fear of overspending, worrying about spending too much on themselves. And then the third one was uncertainty about how much to pay yourself. So we're going to focus on those three because in the survey, in the poll that I did, nobody felt guilt and nobody had issues about taxes. And of course, I've covered taxes already. So let's talk about the cash flow issues. Not having enough money to pay yourself. Okay. Now, what is the root of the problem? Like I've already explained in my own case, because that's what happened in my own case. When cash flow is tight, paying yourself feels impossible. Has anybody experienced this? Say, that's me. When cash flow is tight, like a farmer said, he does not have money to buy feed for the chicken. That's a real situation. So we have a farmer in that situation right now. He does not have money to buy feed for the chicken. So how in the world would he even begin to think about paying himself? And then sometimes it's complicated by the fact, that some businesses took debt. So you're owing the bank, you're paying the interest. Has anybody been in that situation? You're paying interest on loan. So the last thing on your mind is paying yourself. It's a very challenging situation. But like I said, we will change that tonight. So inconsistent cash flow creates serious financial stress. And the problem with financial stress, when you are stressed and overwhelmed about cash flow, you are never at your best. That's another bomb. That's another deep insight I would like you to capture. So you are never at your best when you are overwhelmed and financially stressed. Somebody should put that in the comment section. So you want to be you want to find yourself in a situation, and this is why for many of us, who are spiritually intelligent and spiritually aware, business and money are very, very spiritual. This is where meditation, this is where having that communion with God, spending time and listening to his voice actually comes very handy. So many things that we are, many successes that some of us experience, they come from somewhere. Because when you're in that situation where money is very, very tight, and then there's so much to do with money, you really want to take a break, meditate, go into that place and get solutions, and then come out and find yourself smiling like I do. All right, so I know I've spoken a little bit in code, but if you understood what I just said, type in the comment section and say, I understand. So what do you do when you don't have enough cash flow to pay yourself? There are certain management tools that you can use. The other day, I told us about the 3 pillars of financial success, whether it is for business or for individuals. The number one is you want to make the money. You want to have skills in making money. But you see, having skills in making money is not enough. You also have to manage the money. And then the third one, you have to multiply the money. This is what your business should be doing. This is what you should be doing. And then as part of this, managing these 3 pillars, you regularly update your cash flow projections to anticipate lean periods. It really helps at the beginning of the year to estimate from the pattern of your business where you are going to have lean periods in your cash flow. I've noticed that in the nature of work I do, most of our income, most of our revenue comes at the last quarter of the year. That's when people begin to call me here and there to lead board retreats, to lead their corporate retreats, to lead. So our income goes up. And I've noticed that many times during the summer months, we hardly get engagement. So it's important for you to actually understand the cycle of your business, because this will help you to know the lean months and then to plan for them by establishing a cash reserve. So typically for us in October, November, sometimes into December, we do have like excess cash flow, and we have a lean January, we have a lean February picks up, then we have a lean May to August. So understand the cycle in your business, especially if you're in service business. For product business, sometimes seasons also affect that. Right, so establish a cash reserve during the good months. Prioritize your account receivables. So get paid faster and also get your collections. Because some of us in service businesses, sometimes people pay you a deposit and then they never pay the rest, or they waste time in doing that. That affects your cash flow. And then always review your financial health. Okay, that's also part of why we run the financial fitness for business and financial fitness for individuals. So that can take care of your cash flow. And of course, learn to sell more, and then learn sales and marketing, because you need to increase the cash that flows into the business. So let's deal with the fear of overspending. That's worrying about spending too much on yourself. Now, so let me address that fear upfront by saying that I already told you that the secret of improving your business and growing your business is to pay yourself. So fear of draining your business resources by paying yourself too much does not arise, because I want you to start seeing paying yourself as a necessary business expense. Type that in the comment section. Paying myself is a necessary business expense. Type it in the comment section. Paying myself is a necessary business expense. Because if you don't do it, you burn out, and then you continue to sacrifice your personal financial stability for the business. Haven't you seen somebody who's been in business for 15 years, 20 years? They are still overstressed. One of the nights we're going to deal with setting up systems and structures to set you free. Because if you are running your business the same way you ran it when you started it 15, 20 years ago, then that business cannot grow, because things have changed. So by now you should have systems and processes to take care of yourself. So paying myself is a necessary business expense. So I want you to get that mindset and free yourself from that fear about paying yourself too much. Now, having said that, so you need to strike a balance, okay? You need to strike a balance, because you have to understand your business profitability, because saying that does not mean that if your business is making, let's say 10,000 rands for the South African participants. If your business is making, or let's say 20,000 rands, 25,000 rands a month, you cannot pay yourself. You cannot say, okay, 25,000 a month, then you pay yourself like 20 or 22 or something. That's an overkill. You are going to starve the business. So the key word is strike a balance. Make sure you pay yourself, but strike a balance. Now, get a percentage that works, but just make sure that you pay yourself. If it is 25,000, you can pay yourself a certain percentage. If it is 2,000, still pay yourself something, because it is establishing that habit that you deserve to be paid that is important. Now, you can also put your questions in the comment section, but there's something that happens, so sometimes I set what to pay myself every month, and then sometimes I don't have the income to be able to pay myself. And guess what? if there's nothing in the reserve to pay my salary during the accounting and the auditing, the company owes me. The company owes me. So if there's no cash flow in May, June, July to pay myself, and then cash flow comes in August or comes in September, I'm going to pay myself the remaining month, because I've told you already that paying myself improves my business. So, and I want my business to respect me. That's another bomb you need to type in the comment section. I want my business to respect me. Type that in the section, because many business owners, your business is disrespecting you. Serious disrespect. Your business will wake you up in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. Why should that happen to me? So I should own the business, not the business owning me. And so the business should not tell me when I get paid. Oh my goodness. Is somebody getting value here? Type in the chat. My business should not dictate when I get paid. I should dictate when I get paid by my business, so that my business will serve me, not me serving my business. And there are people who have been in business for 15 years, 20 years. They left their paid employment like I did, and they only ended up being slaves to the business. Business will wake you up at 2 a.m. How are you going to find money to pay this supplier? The thing is waking you up, wouldn't let you sleep. Or you're paying interest for banks, and the interest is due the next day. Then all night the business keeps you. That's disrespectful. The business keeps you awake all night worrying about that. So we need to change that and turn the tables. So we are saying that you need to strike the balance. Okay, somebody says strike the balance. Strike the balance. Now let's deal with uncertainty about how much. So how much should you pay yourself? So we've actually dealt with that. All right. Don't underpay yourself, but also don't strain the business. That is the key word. Don't underpay yourself, but also don't strain the business. Remember that in as much as you are the owner of the business is still like a baby, your baby, that you need to treat well. So both of you should treat each other with mutual respect. Your business should respect you. You should also respect your business. So the right amount is a balance between your personal needs and the financial health of your business. If your business can pay your children's school fees, and I say, why not? Then why not? Because that's what I sat down with my tax person, and then he took me through that. Why are you starving yourself when the business can actually take care of that? The business can take care of your rent. Why are you killing yourself? That's what the business is there for. So if the business can take care of your commute, why buy a car in your name? You buy it in the name of the business. The business fuels the car. The business does it. So there should be no uncertainty. Sit down, and because you quit your job to start this business, you didn't quit to go into a financial slavery to a business, which is what has happened to so many people. You didn't quit to become a slave of your passion. That thing should feed you. It should take care of your needs while you run it. So you have to have that mindset. This thing is to serve me. It's not to deal with me. It's not to abuse me. Some people are facing serious business abuse. We are talking about domestic abuse. There's also business abuse. Many business owners are facing serious business abuse. So you need to bring your business under control. Okay? So the right amount is the balance between what you need and then the financial health of the business, because you don't want to overdraw from the company such that you take too much blood out of the company, which is cash, and then that company dies. Okay, so some of the practical ideas you can check out is, what do similar business owners, but this is not really serious, okay, because people have different needs, personal needs, but that's one of the things you can check out. All right, consider paying yourself a percentage of profits or revenue. One of the things I did not realize, and then part of the reason he saved me from that tax, because if he was to submit it the way I gave it to him, I was going to pay 2.8 million. But he now asked me, by the way, when you do specific events and then consult, do you draw? When they so I said, okay, actually, that when I use external consultants, I pay them. I pay them as much as, and I told him how much I pay them, and I pay them really generously. But I don't pay myself. He said you shouldn't do that. Yeah, that when you do that, there's your monthly salary. But if you do this project, you should pay yourself. My goodness, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And that's how a tax burden of 2.8 million naira was seriously reduced. Okay, now let's talk about planning for your financial future as a business owner, because when you work in an organization and then you work till retirement, they will pay you pension for the rest of your life, hopefully. Even though I saw an article in the Wall Street Journal the other day, and then they were talking about pension crisis for baby boomers or something, and it's happening all over the world. People here work for the government, work for 40, 50 years, whatever, of their lives. They retire, and then they die without collecting their pension. I'm sure you've been reading the news. So for me, I can't leave my financial destiny in the hands of another person. Not government, and not the people. I can't leave it in the hands of another person or another company, because they may pay you your entitlement, pay you your bonus and things like that, pay you all those things. But then you can't guarantee that that company will continue to exist until you are 80 years, you're 90 years or something. So you've got to, as a business owner, make plans for your financial future, your financial security. How soon should you start? Today. Type today in the comment section. How soon should you start? Today. And then you might say, oh, but I'm having cash flow issues. Start today. Start today, because it will never be comfortable cash wise. That's my discovery. It will never be comfortable enough for you to begin. You begin first, and then it becomes comfortable. So you can adjust your pay as your profits increase. You can also reinvest a portion of your profits for future growth. So balancing your personal goals with your business expansion. Now, one of the things I do, which I will encourage you to do, diversify your income, even as a business owner. Don't let your business be the only source of your income. Don't rely only on your business profit as your only source of income. That's why I play strongly in the stock market. So sometimes my business might not be able to have the cash flow, but then I have other streams. Okay, and then recently I've started looking at commodity trading, okay, palm oil, grains, and things like that. So do it. Don't rely on that business alone. Start a retirement plan for yourself. Just start, even if it is small. Put something small out there. And many of these pension fund managers invest in stock market, they invest in mutual funds, they invest. So you can do the same thing for yourself as a business owner. So allocate a percentage of your income to savings and to investment. And then one that you don't see in the bullet here, I keep encouraging, in this part of the world, I'm the apostle of emergency fund, to have an emergency fund, so that whenever there is an emergency, you won't be looking for who to call to lend you money and all that, because you've secured your financial future as a business owner. So you really need to start thinking as a business owner, not as a business slave. They are two different things. Many of us call ourselves business owners, but we are actually slaves to the business. So let that change tonight. Let that mindset totally change tonight. So I hope you've gotten some incredible value from what we have shared tonight. If this is the first time you are joining us, this is what happens every single night. This is day 20. So we have 880 more days of this kind of value to come. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. There's so much coming. I'm sure you've gotten value tonight. So you can imagine sitting under this for 880 days. There's no way you go through this. There is no way that you go through this that your life will not change in its totality. Your spirituality, your finances, your health, the quality of your relationships, there's no way it will not change. If you listen and then you take action on this incredible value that we share every night. And then if you have missed the previous ones, go to YouTube. Just search my name in YouTube. My channel is my name, and subscribe. And you can find all the backlogs, the previous replays. They are always there. You can also find them in the video gallery on my profile on Facebook. But what I want you to do right now before we sign off, for those of you who have not done so, please hit the share button. That is the least you can do that I'm asking. Hit the share button. If you have found value tonight, I am sure you would want other people to find value as well. And finally, if you have questions on this subject, go ahead and then put it in the comment section, and then we will take a look at it some other time. So thank you all for joining from different parts of the world, and I will see you at exactly the same time tomorrow. Whatever happens, keep showing up with everything that you're learning here, and I will see you soon tomorrow, same time. Bye for now.